Hi, it's January 23rd, 2023. I thought I would do another episode of Coach Rob's Canucks thoughts. This is more an information thing. I was watching Clay's stream last night, and it was actually Shannon in the chat said, did Adam Foote play in the Western Hockey League? I recognized that name. Well, he didn't play in the Western Hockey League, but his son did because, or does, or did. When Adam Foote was coaching the Kelowna Rockets in the 2019-20 season, his son Nolan Foote was on that team. He played 27 games for Kelowna that year, and of course, Nolan Foote has gone on to play in the NHL. Currently, well, he's played a few games in the NHL. He's currently with the New Jersey Devils. Organization. He's actually playing in the AHL in with Utica. They got another franchise. Another franchise actually moved to Utica, but we're not here to talk about him today. We'll do that another day. So, but we will talk about Adam Foote, one of the new assistant coaches of the Vancouver Canucks. He was quite the NHL player in his day. He was but we got it written, we got it printed out here too. So he was, of course, he played for the Colorado Avalanche, and Adam Foote was, actually I'll read it off. He was the second round draft choice in the 1989 NT draft, and that was back in the Quebec Nordique days. So he played in Quebec from 91, 92 and until they moved to Colorado in 95, 96. And of course, we all know Colorado won the Stanley Cup that year. And throughout his career, he's also played for the Columbus Blue Jackets. He played from them from 2005-06 to 2007-08. And that was, he was traded from the Columbus Blue Jackets to the Colorado Avalanche for the first round pick in 2008. And they drafted Lucas Silva. So it must have been a free agent thing when he went to Columbus. So he's in his career in the NHL, where to go here? Adam Foote played a grand total of NHL totals 1,054 NHL games, 66 goals, 242 assists, and 380 points altogether. 308 points. And he had altogether 1,534 penalty minutes. So he's quite the player. And of course, he was born in Toronto, Ontario on July 10th, 1971. So he's 51. He is currently 6'2", so he's a big man. So he's going to be a great defensive coach for us. And the other assistant coach they brought in was a man by the name of Sergei Gonchar. We'll bring his statistics up here. Of what I understand, he's going to be more of like a defensive specialist coach. And we're going to have to we'll just read it off here. So Sergei Gonchar is right here, and he was drafted by the Washington Capitals, 14th overall back in 1992. Right, and we'll see what his coaching. We're gonna have to look it up here. So Sergei Gonchar, as we continue along here, we did this in two parts, but it's all one part. So Sergei Gonchar was born on April 13th, 1974 in Russia. He's 48 years old. He was drafted by the Washington Capitals back in the 1992 entry draft. He was drafted 14th overall, and he played for Washington, Boston, and Pittsburgh, of course, and to Ottawa, Dallas, and Montreal. Right, a grand total of 1,301 games, scoring 220 goals, 591 assists for a total of 811 points, and he had 981 minutes in the sin bin. But he's also a pretty big man, 6 feet, 200 pounds. Now, I understand with him, he's going to be more of, I don't know if he's going to be in Vancouver as a hands-on coach, but he could be like a consulting type coach. And he was an assistant coach in Pittsburgh Penguins from 2017-18 to the 2023 season. I'm 22-23, so that was last year. A lot of people thought he wasn't there for the Stanley Cup. So the Stanley Cups were won by Pittsburgh in 2016 and 2017, but Patrick Allvin was there, and of course Jim Rutherford was the president for those Stanley Cups. So I hope that answers the questions people had. And Patrick Allvin, I'm going to read this from Wikipedia, right? This is his story. He's the general manager. Patrick Allvin, born on October 10th, 1974, is a Swedish former ice hockey player and currently general manager of the Vancouver Canucks. Well, you know that because you're watching this channel. During his ice hockey playing career, Allvin played for Leksands IF in the Swedish, as well as numerous other clubs, Sweden Division 1. He also played for the Quebec Raffles, previously the Atlanta Knights in the IHL, and Pensacola Ice Palace. They were a good team when he was on it, I remember that. Previously the Nashville Knights in the East Coast Hockey League. The management career, Allvin worked as the European scout for the Montreal Canadiens between 2002 and 2006. He worked for the Pittsburgh Penguins for 16 years, winning 3 Stanley Cups, first as an amateur scout, then back-to-back Stanley Cups as director of amateur scouting, and eventually worked his way up to the assistant general manager and interim GM when Jim Rutherford departed from the team. And it was on January 26, 2022, Allvin was announced as the general manager of the Vancouver Canucks. He was the 12th general manager of the Vancouver Canucks, replacing Jim Benny. The Swedish Allvin is the first general manager in the NHL. So we wish him well. But the main topic of this video was the story on Adam Foote and his career, and we got Sergei Gonchar. So even though we don't like the way he departed, Bruce Boudreau, I think we're in good hands now. I just would have liked to seen it like handled a different way. So I'm not sure if we're gonna do videos every day. We could, but it could get too many. So that's the video for today. I hope this clears up. If you have any more questions, please put it in the comments, and I can always whip together like a quick video. But I do work, so so yeah, let me know what you think, and if we should try to do this every day, or maybe 3 times a week. Maybe we could wait to have a bunch of topics and do it that way. So thank you so much. And yes, Sergei Gonchar, one more comment on Sergei Gonchar. He did play in the World Under-20 Champions for Russia in 1993, and the World Pool A Championships in the year 2000. So we're going to take a quick look here at that Russian team in 1993. Other notable players that played on that team back in 93. This is the World Junior Championships 93. So with Sergei Gonchar, Peter Forsberg played on that team, Marcus Naslund, Nicholas Sundstrom, Pat Peake, Peter Fierro, Chris Fierro, Jan Volpot, Martin Lapointe, Sako Koivu, Brian Woyston. So Pavel Dermita, sad to say that he's gone. Paul Correa. Oh no, what am I reading here? Oh, that was statistics. Oh yeah, forget that. That was the forget I said that. That was the he didn't play on those teams. That was the the leading scorers. That's what that was. Yeah. So anyway, he did play in that tournament, but that was other notable players that played in the tournament. So that's good. They didn't necessarily play for Team Sweden, but yeah. So there's quite a few NHLers that played in that tournament. So yeah, I guess that's it. So those guys I just mentioned played in the tournament for their various countries. So thank you so much for watching, and please like and subscribe. You see, we got two options now. We're gonna put the subscribe icon in the end of the video here, plus the link to this channel, some playlist for the Canucks, and another video that you should watch out anyway. Okay, thank you so much and have a great afternoon.